I want you to get creative, and that's really because I myself also want to get creative. Trying new mediums, trying new things away from the computer, maybe not fully, but trying something new. I love this idea and I want to explore it more on my channel. I want to approach projection art. Now, projection art. What is it? Projection art is using a projector to reflect light against a surface. This can be in video form or even in still form. I like the idea of designing something that is still and then using myself as the project. A lot of photographers, videographers, and artists of all kinds use projection art, but I thought it would be a cool approach for a graphic designer to try projection. Now, I'm definitely not a photographer, but I love the idea of taking photos with projections and creating them myself. I also love the idea of utilizing this type of video to show my projection and make it a performance-based piece. So, to create this project, I am using a projector, and my projector is very small. My computer to hold my designs and plug right into the projector. You probably need some cords for that. Don't worry, they came with the projector. And also my camera, but a phone is also fine as well. I'm doing this because I think it will be an exciting challenge for me as a designer to approach something that is semi-performance based, semi-physical, experiential design based, and also graphic design. So let's get into it a bit more. So when it comes to making the actual designs for this project, I went with a black background for the designs so that the design itself and what I put for reflecting light can be the standout feature, and then the background is just the background. It kind of just flows away. So I wanted to do this cool fuzzy pink circle, but I also wanted to do some backgrounds that were just from stock photos, just because I wanted the experiential part of it to be kind of space or stars and have to do with sound as you experience it. So I found a couple of images there on Pexels. But then I got into my typography ideas, and I am very into this one, and I really, really love it. I love doing text and type treatment, and now working in a more physical nature as well with typography, I think is a great way to be a designer and kind of intersect my work with different mediums. So I'm approaching it in that way, and I would love to expand on this more in another project, in a future project, but I went with this one in blue, and then I went for an ampersand in red, and I really like the idea of just reflecting maybe one letter form against a wall or on me as a person, as the model, as the person experiencing the art, and overall I just love the typography treatment I'm doing here, and like I said, yeah, I want to do it in more projects. So here are the final pieces that we're going to be working with on the reflections, and then now we're going to take them into the projector itself and actually test. So let's talk a bit about logistics, how to do it, if you want to do it too. Let's talk about the process. So we've gone through the design and we have gone through the practice round. I'm actually sitting right next to the wall where I'm doing it. So we went through the practice round, and that actually ended up amazing. It really made me realize that I'm loving how this is turning out and that I should have done this earlier because I've been wanting to do projector art for so long. It just felt intimidating, but I don't think there's any reason to feel intimidated, especially about just any new art practice. If you want to try something new, you should. I think it can be really intimidating starting out on something new in any medium as an artist, just getting over the fear of it not being perfect or not turning out how you want. I can really get down on myself. But it's just not about that. Like, art is not about that. It's about the process. It's about understanding what you're doing, and you can always find a new approach, and that's the beauty of art and being an artist. It's a practice, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Wow, what a concept. But hopefully I can encourage you in that way to try something new, and maybe it's try this projector art. So let's talk projectors. My projector is very small. I was kind of worried about that because I have seen people doing it online when I was researching into projector art and all of that. And they have bigger ones, and they say that you can do small. I didn't realize you can do very small. So yeah, you can do with whatever size you want, and I'm sure you can make something amazing. Even if you had like a mini one, you could probably do really cool miniature art. So yes, all you need is a projector, and you just plug in your computer straight to this, and it will load the imagery that you put on there, because it will load your computer screen. Now, I did the test run because I wanted to figure out logistics. So in the test run with my typography based one, I wanted to see how it looked if you got closer to the subject, further away from the subject, and that can bring in a new element of your imagery as well. So I think that's a really cool idea if you want to just do something with typography, or even do something with different types of pictures, like if there were florals or something, that could be really cool, making it bigger on the subject that you're projecting on, or even just for the image and the motif itself. Now, do you need a studio to do this? I do not have one. I will not be using one. I'm using my bedroom, as you've seen, and just a blank wall. That's all I'm doing. In the dark, blank wall, projecting, and I can make art. And that feels beautiful. I love this process, and I love that it's just intertwining with experience, performance, video, photography, and it's just kind of connecting all together. You don't have to be a professional photographer or videographer to do this type of work, because it doesn't necessarily need to be for a specific photo shoot or something. It can be, for example, for this, this project is for this video, and I'm going to be taking pictures and taking video, and like I said, I want to interact as the model for it, but also as the audience. So if you were here with me, you know, we'd be audience members looking up and around it, and we'd be models in the sense that the light is reflecting off of us, and we are becoming part of the art, our bodies, especially with the words, you know, going across us, and just becoming something that's bigger than just us in that moment. That's what I really like about this. I love art that is interactive and feels tactile, and I love utilizing graphic design to do that as well. So making images like this in Photoshop, using typography, interacting, design, and experiential art. I really love this, and I'd love to continue doing it. Okay, so now I will take you to this sensory experience, because it's going to include visuals and sound, and also just interactivity. I love this idea, and I think the whole purpose of this project is obviously for this video and just to try a new medium and to create something beautiful. So art doesn't always have to have this deeper meaning in what you're creating. It can really just be about creating an experience, and that's what I'm doing. So let's get into actually projecting and all the final work coming together. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy you're here, and I hope you subscribe and like this video, and let me know in the comments what other type of work that I should be approaching. I'm willing to try everything and kind of tackle it from my perspective, so let's create more art.